Hi there. My name is Alphonce J. Brown Jr., and I'm the Director of Development for the National Minority AIDS Council in Washington, D.C. I am wanting to speak to a couple of issues in terms of how I think that fundraising will be different in years in the future as opposed to the kinds of things that we're doing now. And several of the effects that will actually impact the way people give and the way we raise money in the future. The first of them is volunteer support. I think that organizations, nonprofits in general, are poised now and positioned to do a lot more work with a lot less resources. It puts a huge amount of strain on small development shops, generally where they already have to do a lot of the work, but limited resources actually cause them to rethink, to be more specific in terms of how and who they raise money for, to do research prior to do it and to actually making an ask, and then probably most importantly to look at volunteers to use as a means of expanding the reach and the net of that particular organization. I think that we will have to think a little bit smarter as professionals. We will have to train our volunteers a little bit more, whereas we may not have taken them as seriously in the past. And that will be my first thing that I would observe and would think is that resources will remain the same and get tighter, but the expectation from boards, presidents, vice presidents, executive management team will be that we continue to raise as much or more dollars in the future. The second thing that I think that will be equally important is that we will have to achieve a greater level of transparency and openness and communication. Donors will continue to want to know how their dollars are spent. They will want to add our seed matrix entered into the equation, so that for those people who are actually making a contribution, that they want to know that their dollars are getting the best monies for the investment that they're putting in. They're wanting to know the return on the investment. And that's with corporations, that's with foundations, but we are seeing it increasingly with individuals, and I think we can expect to see that more and more in the future. We'll have to explain, we'll have to communicate better. We'll have to talk about what was the impact of the monies that were raised and that were given. And I guess lastly, the thing that I think will change increasingly in the future is that when I say that the need for communication will change as the donor becomes more engaged in network marketing, and we have to become equally engaged professionally, and on top of that as professionals, to ensure that we are communicating in the very best possible way, giving them information, and it's often in real time, from the point of view of acknowledging them of their gift immediately, to the point where we actually share with them information about how their gift was used. Those are the three or four most important things that I see that should be on our radar screen in the future.